Hello, I am Precious Swain Peaks, owner of Anointed for Prosperity Bookkeeping and more. And today I hopped on so that I can share a few tips with my fellow preparers. In years gone by, being a tax preparer has been relatively easy because, for the most part, there was no real requirement for those who just prepared under someone else. Um, Kind of on their own independently. As long as they had their P10 and some software, they could pretty much progress to push it through. And those with credentials, of course, had CE hours that they had to meet and different tests they had to pass, etc., to hold those credentials. In the past, they attempted to push regulations on tax preparers to protect the client because so much fraud was going on, so many returns were being done incorrectly, and things were just falling through the cracks. Well, somewhere along the line, based on some pushback, that law was not put into play because of some verbiage that was missing. I'm not sure how much attention that has been paid to the American Rescue Act. But in the American Rescue Act, there are a lot of things that tax preparers need to pay attention to. We're walking into a whole new ball game this incoming season, and there's really no way of knowing how soon the law can be passed and the changes can be made to shift the way that being a preparer is regulated. Now, as a preparer, as a tax professional and an accountant, I agree there needs to be some regulation. Everything needs some type of regulation so that there's checks and balances. And I also agree that there should be a certain amount of education that you must have to handle someone's financial records in this manner. So I want to give this tip to those who have never taken a class, maybe got a job with a company that gave a minimal class and has never really sat down and actually had to read a tax law or any of that on your own. Now is the time to decide if you're going to want to sit down and actually get down and get it in, or if you're going to want to find another hustle. If this is just a side hustle for you, nothing you take serious, then you won't miss it. If this is something that you want to do and continue to do every season, you may want to start preparing for the shifts that are going to take place. Even if the shift wasn't taking place, you should have always wanted to be able to provide your client accurate um, returns and be able to answer their questions with confidence. I'm going to take a second and I'm going to share my screen to show you the law that's on the table for those of you who have not had the opportunity to read it or have not heard of it at all. It is the Taxpayer Protection and Prepare Proficiency Act of 2021. It was introduced June 25th, and right now it is at the Congress level. The bill design is to set minimum standards for tax return preparers. So no more, I'm just going to come off the street and just do whatever with someone's return. They want to put something in place that protects the tax preparer. You see where before they couldn't make it stand because of the verbiage, that they're careful to make sure that they're inputting the verbiage needed to make it stick this time. They want to be able to sanction regulated tax return preparers. They want to make sure that minimum competency standards are upheld. This gives a breakdown of what they're looking for. They're wanting tax preparers to be able to pass a background check. They want them to be able to pass an examination, and they want them to have annual continuing education requirements. Exempt return preparers who have been subject to comparable examinations, continuing education, and background checks will not have to go through the same examination as others. They'll be exempt from that, but they will still have to stay in line with the requirements they already meet. Who would be exempt? CPAs, JAs, and EAs have always been exempt. If you do the annual season filing program, where you take the credits and you take the exam to be recognized by the IRS, but just can't represent in front of the IRS. These things already have requirements that you have to meet, but regular preparers have never had any. So now they're asking that they would have to take 15 hours, not to exceed 15 hours, and a basic income tax exam. Right now, I know you may have handled files. I know you may have handled clients and you may have did your family's returns for years. Could you pass a basic individual income tax exam? If you are not sure, you need to prepare. Tax return prepared defined. Here's what how they break it down. This is the Internal Revenue Code that describes what a tax preparer is. Familiarize yourself with it so you know what you're supposed to be doing. It's a lot to it, but it's worth the read. It is worth the read. And here's why it's worth the read. You don't want to be sideswiped by things coming down the pipe when it's as easy as pulling it up and reading it. No, I'm not on the IRS site. No, I'm not on Facebook. I am not on Google. I am not on TikTok. I am not looking to see what anyone else had to say about it. I have gone directly to where the bill is laid out so that I can see what exactly is going on, where exactly it is, and what the progress is for it. And you can do the same. I just wanted to take a quick moment, hop in, and show you what's coming down the pipe so that you can make an educated decision on what is going on. I will do a part two looking at the American Rescue Act in general on what things that took place last season that will be carrying over into the next season and things we need to make sure that we're sharpened up on. Thank you for taking a moment to tune in. Again, I am Precious Swain Peaks, owner of Anointed for Prosperity Bookkeeping and more. If you have any questions, if you need any assistance, if you are looking for help finding classes, software, bank products, please don't hesitate to reach out. As you see, my website is anointedforprosperity.com. On Instagram, I am at precious_swain. On Facebook, we are Anointed for Prosperity Bookkeeping and More. And if you shoot us an email at info@anointedforprosperity.com, we would be happy to assist, walk through, discuss, and consult. Thank you for tuning in and have an amazing day.